Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another surprise attack review. Today, we'll be looking at the anime known as Trinity Seven. Now, what's funny about Trinity Seven is, yeah, it's clearly a harem. I mean, look at the image right there. You can see it's a harem, but it's not a bad harem, right? I got some interested looks now. I know people are now interested. They just prickled up and they went, "Oh, he actually is talking about a good harem." So the main story is we have our main character Arata, who is your typical average high school boy. He's really nothing special about him. He's typical perv in anime harems. Similar to High School DxD, I think Arata almost embodies the same thing as Issei, and he's with his cousin Hijiri. Now they are going about their usual business, going to school, going everywhere else. Talking about how their lives have been interesting since his parents are permanently away and she's been taking care of him. When all of a sudden a black sun appears in the sky, and Arata's world is changed dramatically when he learns that what he sees actually is an illusion caused by something known as the breakdown phenomenon, which actually occurs in mages. And he is one of the powers of a mage. He's actually able to copy other people's powers. And one thing that's funny about this whole show is that he's now, tasked with actually figuring out what happened to Hijiri, who secretly wasn't the real girl he knew and loved or cared about. It was actually a double, essentially, of her. And now he's tasked with becoming a mage, finding out what happened to her, all while getting with multiple girls and, the typical stuff of perverted stuff that happens in every harem. That the main character then, randomly touches a girl's boobs, and she flashes something at him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see where I'm going with the whole speed up right there? It's your typical harem. This is Trinity Seven is a good harem, mind you, but it is your atypical harem where you have the boob stuff, you have all the kind of fan service elements, you have the typical multiple girls like the main character. But similar to High School DxD, and why I mentioned it's so similar is that Arata goes with the concept of it. He goes with the perviness that he has. He goes with the whole pervy aspect of a lot of things that happen towards him in the story. And what's funny about that is that, ironically, it reminds me exactly of Issei in many ways, where he was very perverted and he knew what he wanted from them. And I like characters like that in harems because I think they actually embody comedy a little bit stronger than most regular characters. Now, is Trinity Seven perfect or the greatest harem out there? No, hell no. There are many, many flaws with it. Story wise, it falls off filter, especially toward the end, where a lot of questions are not answered. And actually, if you watch the OVA for this, which I did watch the OVA, it gives you even more questions, which is kind of sad in a way. You're left with characters that show up. You're left with a lot of open cliffhanger and plot holes, and it's a jumble of mess of plot. But what works for the show is the comedy aspect. It's actually a very, very funny show. I laughed multiple times. I enjoyed every single episode up to the end, and I also think the animation is very stellar. Voice acting wise, typical Japanese voice acting. It's basically, I think, with every harem they kind of use the same people from other harems. To be honest, truth, they work at times, and sometimes you're like, oh, I've heard that voice before. The same type of role. You roll your eyes a little bit. But overall, though, this show is funny. That's one thing that 27 will leave you with, is that you'll find yourself laughing, and seeing some of the action sequences is very good. The music is stellar. I love the music that is in Trinity Seven. More so the background music, not the opening and closing so much. I mean, the first closing is not that bad. Everything else is like, it's okay, hit or miss there. But overall, Trinity Seven doesn't do anything that revolutionizes the harem elements. You have the atypical storyline, you have the atypical characters, you have the atypical character plot lines and stuff like that. But again, taking of a high school DxD and the concept of it, knowing that what it is what it is, it works in that sense. It knows that it's trying to be pervy, it knows it's going to have fan service galore, it knows it's a harem, and I do not mind harems that know it full and well and kind of embrace it. Overall, I know this is a short review, but there's not very much to say about Trinity Seven. It doesn't do anything per se that's revolutionary to the series. You have a decent story at one point, but then it kind of falls off kilter. You have good animation, you have decent music, you have okay voice acting. Overall, if I had to review A through F, solid C plus. It's not that bad. It's something that I'm surprised I enjoyed it so much. I really, like I said, you're gonna be laughing a lot. That's one thing that I think was one of the best things about it, was I was cracking up some of the stuff that I've seen before in harems. Don't get me wrong, but it just worked really well on the show. Now, guys, really fast. I know it's a little bit of a short review. I don't feel so well right now. I feel a little tired. So I didn't want to keep this review too long today. But oh, excuse me, see, I'm losing my voice again. But overall, though, several video reviews are going to come out in the future. I still, I'm not saying I'm taking requests to do like anime request reviews. I am still taking them, but just note that they're going to be a little bit longer than usual because I have so many midterms and stuff like that coming up that I can't really get to watching a lot of anime when I can. But so just expect that if you ask me to do something, I probably won't be done with it for at least a month and a half. Anyways, guys, have a great day. Until our paths cross again in the next review. See you all later. Bye bye.